Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Brenda Boyer and I'm author of the Designer Librarian article. Now, most of us know that librarians have always been in the business of helping people learn how to learn. This particular article chronicled my own experiences as a school librarian starting way back in the 1980s to the present. And it focuses on how my roles have shifted and morphed from a very traditional resource-focused type of librarianship job to more of an instructional technologist role, and now currently to incorporating an instructional designer role as well. So way back when, in the late 80s, I began my career with Apple IIe's, which were the high tech of the day. And now, 30 years later, I'm coming to you from a one-to-one brick and mortar school. We have been in a one-to-one computing environment with MacBooks now for over a decade, which is hard for me to believe, but it's true. And this incredible transition, going from a very traditional library role through all of the technological changes over the years, has caused me to be very agile in my approach to my work, but also rethink and redesign pretty much everything about my job, from the physical space becoming more of the library learning commons to our online environments. And now as I approach my work, it's usually from an instructional design attitude. And the focus is really right now to continue to embed our library resources, instruction, and services where our students are. And I think that's the most important thing, is to remember that we need to make sure we are serving students, meeting learners where they are, whether that is in a face-to-face brick and mortar environment or in a digital environment where we may never have the opportunity to personally meet the student face-to-face. So it's our role as librarians to make sure that we are reaching out to those particular students as well. There is research that supports the idea that students with greater information fluency skills have also tended to demonstrate greater self-efficacy for online learning. So it certainly follows that we'd want to enhance this relationship, especially now that we're living in such a wonderful learning time where we have devices and elegantly designed tools and apps that allow us to have so much more student creation and contribution to the whole learning community, as our kids no longer just consume information, but really are increasingly tasked to create information. Librarians need to be responsible and play a key role in helping learners work effectively and efficiently in these digital worlds. And of course, our information fluency skills are critical to this success. And of course, when we're talking about information fluency, we're talking about all of the skills of search, of resource evaluation, lots of critical thinking, ethical use of information, documentation. All of those types of skills are really kind of bundled into information fluency skills. So to meet our learners' needs now, librarian expertise really needs to be embedded into the online context as well. Embeddedness can take the form of everything from co-teaching to inserting our information fluency instruction into online and blended environments, to actually getting involved with discussion posts with students one-on-one within course rooms, individual conferencing for research and assessing work, as well as a collaborative partner with teachers. Having a librarian involved in the blended and online environments really allows for excellent strategic collaborative partnerships. And our ability to coordinate our online library portals with our learning management systems really can build a wonderful synergy of partnership between professionals for our blended and online learners. As an example from our own practice, one of our goals is to work increasingly to bridge the gap between the high school experience in terms of research and critical thinking and the college experience. And so just in the past 2 years, I've experimented with a digital badging system. And to do this properly, I needed to really integrate our Live Guides, which is our library virtual library portal, and our learning management system, which currently is Moodle. I decided to create a system where our seniors would have much more of an experience for their final research project that will be closer to what they will have in college. And to do that, we needed to decrease the timelines that they have, the amount of time to get the job done, but also needed to look at a way to remove some of the information literacy direct instruction that I would do with our kiddos in the face-to-face environment. And so we decided to do a digital badging system. I developed a course in Moodle that now works as a pre-qualifier to the senior project. And so this also alleviated pushback from students who would say, oh, I know how to do research, I know how to do Google Advanced, I know how to do documentation, I know how to do evaluation of resources, and so on. And so this allowed us to find a respectful way, to honor our students' experience where they are, and let them really see for themselves if they do have the skill sets that they need to be successful in their senior research. And so the course was designed. It involves earning about a dozen badges for everything from successful demonstration of source evaluation, use of our online catalogs, to reading for analysis and then synthesizing information, as well as using social media like Twitter successfully for research. So now our students work through at their own independent rate through the badging system, and once they have all their badges, they are then qualified to write their senior research paper. And this gives them much more of that independent work experience in just going through the online class themselves, but also allows us to then extract some of the direct instruction out of the time frame of the research paper project, as well as being able to now very clearly pinpoint the students who may need more assistance as they tackle independent research. So there's just one example of how we've developed online courses, and I've embedded myself and my practice and resources into many of our teachers' blended and online settings. So as we continue to work increasingly into digital environments, librarians can continue to be collaborators, consultants, tech scouts, media producers, and of course instructors. But we could play an even larger role in helping teachers to plan, implement, and evaluate online instruction and projects, help create reusable learning objects, and manage digital resources, of course. And we can do this on a continuum of embedded practice, ranging from everything from basic hyperlinking to actually embedding our reusable learning objects of instruction and resources directly into individual teachers' courses. The biggest consideration is always to keep in mind how easily learners can connect to resources, our instruction, as well as library professionals for assistance. We need to make sure that we're providing the proper affordances that enhance their learner workflow in a digital environment for independent learning, that we're promoting that critical thinking and metacognitive reflection. And again, this is all in the service of meeting the learner where they are, whether they're in a digital environment or a face-to-face environment. So right now our call to action is we need more research into embedded library practice. I would love to partner with anyone who would love to do this research, and looking at best practices from the academic world and assessing where and how to best provide those services in the K-12 environment. So thank you very much, and I would love to be contacted again by anyone who would like to partner for some research in this area. Thank you.